What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the entire. Maybe it's an over exaggeration, right? Maybe it's because the internet's a big thing, but in the entire internet, and I guess I don't know how you prove that, but best conversation on the internet, the Den. The reason why I feel like that because of all of you wonderful people who join us each and every evening. And just make this conversation, really what it is. So I thank you guys for being here. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. We're going to have a very interesting conversation tonight. And it was started by, I can't remember exactly which night it was that it was made, but I want to say shout out to Dan. And it was in reference to something he said. And I just kind of want to, I've actually been thinking about it since that night, and so I kind of want to get on this topic, and I think it'll be very interesting. Maybe a little controversial. I don't know. We'll see. But I think a big mistake that black people made that I don't think to my knowledge any other race has ever done. So black Americans, let's say that, right? But let's see what we got. Join us, and then let's get into the conversation. So like I said. Welcome to the Den. And of course you all know, that's what it is, let me pause that. Of course you all know, it is my honor, it is my privilege, but most of all it's my pleasure to be here. Miss K. Grace, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Miss Grace. How are you doing this evening, Miss Grace? Sweetberry. Sweetberry, is that loud enough? Yeah, Sweetberry. What's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry D the Gamma, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer 503. My favorite New Yorker, John. What's the motherfucking deal? Yasmin. Interesting. Would like you if you feel like there are many. I would definitely love to hear your opinion tonight. Maybe we have a good show. Who knows? Maybe I'm not gonna promise anything. It just depends. We haven't had one in a while. Or not one of those caliber of shows. I won't say we haven't had good shows. We haven't had one of those caliber shows in a while. But Miss Bell, strong and grand, what's the motherfucking deal? yes, I had to make reference, man, because like I say, you inspired an entire episode, so appreciate it. Shout out to Coach of the Don of the Discord, what's the motherfucking deal? Ronald, I'm not one of the real brothers, Isley. How are you this evening? I don't know if to say Ashley or Ronald Isley did. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Kenneth Cologne, what's the motherfucking deal?
Dan Strong donated $10. You the real one, Honcho.
Oh man, appreciate it. Shout out to Dan Strong, man. I appreciate the love. Man, nice y'all didn't make this, man. So it's like I say, it's like maybe it's just me, right? Maybe because I'm thinking about a little behind the scenes stuff too that goes on, man. But I find myself throughout the day, often thinking of conversations that have been had in the Den, things that have been said in the Den. And man, it's very, very entertaining. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. Lockwood, what's the motherfucking thing? Let me see. Let's see. Dakota, what's the motherfucker? Was it God DK? What inspired the name change, Dakota, if you don't mind? Frank, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Oh, it's low? Is it really low? Let me see what's going on. Hold on one second. Don't judge me. How about now? Is that louder or is that quieter? Let me know how that sounds. Where are we at? Look, man. Sometimes the 5 o'clock thing, the 5 a.m. thing, I'm a little older, right? I'm a little heavier. Rona got me a little heavier, in the house. I don't know, man. It's to recuperate, man. I don't know, I don't sleep as much as I probably should. Why is the fucking mic so low? Give me 1 second. Let me see what's going on here, y'all. Give me just a second. Let me see. It's really strange because, like I say, I haven't messed with anything, so I wonder why it would be so low. Check this out. Okay. So what's going on? How about this? Is this is this any better? Let me know how that sounds. Fucking crazy shit. I don't even know what happened, so I apologize. Y'all couldn't hear anything I said. Guess it's gonna be one of those nights, right? So I don't even know how that even got messed with. Like it's not even. Oh, you know what? No, that shouldn't have been it. I don't know. But okay, well, if y'all didn't hear me, man, well, I appreciate the love, Mr. Dan Strong. And anybody I may have missed, hey, I'm not dissing you. Let's kind of get on with it. So I apologize for that if I missed you guys or if you didn't hear yourself get called. So I'm pondering like why would that be changed because that's not something I even tinker with. But I'll figure it out later on. Anyway, but I want to talk about a mistake, right, or something. I guess the conversation has been had. I mean, often, every other year or so, it seems like there's a big conversation about it. Somebody said something, somebody did something, and then it comes up, well, who can say it, who can't say it? Nobody should say it. Everybody should be able to say it, right? And you should easily see what I'm pointing at here, what I'm getting to, but I think it revolves around the N-word, and you say, well, come on, Honcho, you're reaching there. That's the biggest mistake. Every race, every culture has, racial slurs or whatever you want to call it, or however you want to say it, right? And this is true. I would agree with you. That every race has some form or some term that is associated negatively with that culture. And the reason why I would agree with you on that is because I've used it all. I use them all. I say all that type of shit all the time. So I know this. I know this is for a fact. But also, the reason why I say this is the difference with black people and this derogatory term. And we can talk about, black Americans. And when I'm saying black people, I'm saying blacks, I'm speaking of black Americans. Because I think when you talk about like Africans or even, just people who have like a nationality, well, not a nationality, that's not, which one is it? Because like I said, Africa likes to know like which country they come from. So they, when you... Because people say, well, I'm black and I'm from America. I get it. Like, and that's not to dismiss that. But I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, but y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all get it what I'm getting at. And I'm kind of separating them from black Americans because I think we've talked about it time and time again that it's something different. But you've taken the word niggas, nigger, however you want to look at it. The hard ER. Nobody likes.
Prepaid Mike donated $20. White power.
I get
nigger.
another strike on my black card. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Shout out to prepaid, man. Appreciate the love. But this is my thing, right? Like, and it's they'll mark they'll put they put like a little no mark on my black card if I use the hard ER. That's how they do you. It's like nobody can say it now. They're trying to remove your privileges. But this is what I'm saying about it, right? And the way, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm sure it may be another example out there. But to the level of where this is, and there's no turning back, when we embraced a term of disrespect and then made it almost synonymous with being black, I think that's when we started. Something happened there, right? And I know we say, hey, we took a term of endearment. I mean, we took an insult, we turned it into a term of endearment. But did we really? Like, why doesn't any other race embrace those negative terms, those negative concepts? But you know what they do embrace? They embrace the word nigga. They'll use it. They'll apply it to each other. But for some reason, we are the ones who kind of started this thing, right? And it's not a good thing. And really, what I'm saying doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because at this point, it's so deeply ingrained into society. There is no stopping it. So it's like, if you use it, use the word. Like, what I'm saying, I don't think what I'm saying is going to make me stop using it. I use it often. Oftentimes in the den in reference to people like DeMarkey or Professor Trill. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to play holier than thou, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm never going to say nigga again, and shame me, that's not what I'm doing. I'm probably going to still use it frequently. But, like I said, and you wonder, like how you can't say we can't became numb to it, because again, anytime these days you hear somebody refer to it outside, it's like it's the crazy thing. It's like everybody uses it, but then you have a lot of people like, well, use it, but just don't use it around black people. You know what I'm saying? Or you got to pass around something like that. And so it's like all these little, underlying codes that nobody knows, or people know but nobody knows, right? But my thing is just that at this point, I don't necessarily care, because, like I said, it's so deeply ingrained. I told the story before of the white guy at the corner store, and that was some years ago, and that really changed my perspective on things. But like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody to stop using it. Use it. I mean, it is what it is now. But what I want to talk about tonight is, how much of an impact did that have? Like when that just became, like I said, a part of the culture. It was a part of the daily vocabulary. You know what I mean? And not just a part, like a significant percentage of the vocabulary was the word nigga, referring to one another in a friendly manner. But yet, deep down subtly, there's still that negative connotation with it. Even though you're using it in a positive way, because how is it that some people can say it, and like say it doesn't tick, it doesn't trigger the wire, but then somebody else says it, it's not in your circle, not the way you like it, and it automatically, with the moment it happens, it ticks. It's because there's that level of let's call it negativity, I guess, sitting there just waiting. And so that's why I say, we use it, or most of us use it. A lot of people really don't like the word. I, on the other hand, and I think there are a lot of people who think like I do, are just kind of like, if you're not giving it that kind of power, then you're not really necessarily tripping. But I think when you see people kind of react to it still, whether they may use it or not, I think that in reality, obviously, you really don't like the word. If you don't want certain people using it, then you truly don't like it. And I can understand that. Some of the older generations who may have gone through civil rights or may have gone through a different level of treatment in this country, back in their prime or back in their day, may feel a certain way about it because of how they could have been treated openly. That I can understand. But like I said, at this point, what do you really do? Like, how do you change it? It really is what it is at this point. So there was something else I wanted to mention, and I can't recall what it was. It was one more point. But like I said, I'm going to start trying to get to the point a little bit more, not talk as much. Try to ignore the chat while I do my little opening spiel, and then jump back in there a bit after that, because the chat can be a little distracting. The chat can get you off key a little bit. So we'll talk about some things. Like I said, I want to know y'all's thoughts. I want to know where y'all are at. I want to know where your mind is. Give me just 1 second here. What the hell? But other than that, as I'm getting everything together, how was y'all's day? Hope everybody is well. I hope life is treating you good. It seems like everything is getting back to normal out here in the great state of Texas. Real quick before I open up, again, I used to never be that guy. I used to never be the guy. Oh, the media is, doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And like I said, I don't really give a shit. Not politically, in the sense of whoever's making the most sense is kind of where I'll lean. But I think, like I said, I have more conservative values, right? But now, the way people are just behaving, the way people are acting crazy, and the way the media is portraying things, it blows my mind. Like, with these numbers, and I don't want to get all into it because you can go to YouTube and delete the video and shit. Like, with these crazy numbers, or the way they're making things seem so bad, or how they'll phrase these headlines, and and it gets people upset because people don't read. And you actually read the details, and it's nowhere near as bad as the headline sounds. But I guess they have to sell papers, or get people to get clicks, reads, whatever it may be. But it is a very interesting time. So again, like I said, I hope all y'all are all right. Let me get this line open, and I'll come back and finish that part. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm going right back to bed immediately after the stream. A good night's rest is golden. Like, I don't know, I was never been a person who always slept very long. Now that I get older, I definitely I appreciate it when it's available. I definitely do. Again, appreciate the love, Dan Strong. Appreciate the love, prepaid. I guess this would be the appropriate item. And all right, there we go. Fucking around the other evening, was it yesterday in the Discord, maybe the day before. Fucking Big M talking about watching goddamn videos with no sound and shit. Oh man, music videos are terrible. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? Hi, Mr. D Love. How are you, Mr. D Love? Okay. Well, how is being a civilian? How has civilian life been treating you, Mr. D Love? But why? Why would you do that? Hmm. It's that's terrible. But okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, okay. So do you think that black people ever should embrace the word nigga, or do you think that there's an issue with it at all? Because like I said, the point I was making earlier is that I can't think of any other race, and I think about how I guess maybe you could say by percentage, blacks, African Americans, niggas, whatever you want to call it. Just some people want to use this name, want to use it, all of it. We're all talking about the same people here. Um, are kind of disproportionate in progress in a lot of areas, and now there's a lot of areas in which they are excelling also, but as a whole, it's not looking advantageous. Do you think that has anything to do with it? Like the way that we embrace a negative term and try to turn it into a positive? Is that something that you think is a problem, or do you think it has nothing to do with it? I said, do you think the N word, nigger, however you want to use it, being so integrated into black culture has been a speed bump to black progress, or do you think it has nothing to do with it at all? Mm-hmm.
Has been integrated over the years. Okay, but there's been other words
Oh,
like
whoa,
the
whoa,
term
whoa,
ghetto.
whoa, whoa, man. Oh, shenanigans. Players fuck up. D Love, how you doing this evening, sir?
What in the actual hell, Honcho?
Well, how you doing? How you
No,
doing
I'm
this?
doing all right.
How you doing this evening? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Okay. You watched that Michael Jordan The Last Dance?
Say it again?
I said, did you watch the Michael Jordan The Last Dance?
Nope.
You didn't watch it? I didn't watch it either, so don't feel bad about it. I Romaned you that whole time.
Dang, Honcho.
Yeah. So basically up to the
Well, I'll
point.
go ahead and start over.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
go ahead and start
You're a
over.
good guy. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So, as far as the N word,
Mm-hmm.
black people use it amongst each other nowadays, and what I don't necessarily understand. For starters, I don't I don't have much of an opinion on the N-word because it don't bother me too much. But as black people, we use it amongst each other as if we're talking to our homeboys and stuff like that. Which, okay, I get it. But my thing is, why get upset when other races of people use it as if they're using the previous meaning? You know what I mean? So, like I say, I would understand if black people didn't really use the word, if they wasn't a fan of it at all. And then, they hear other people of different races use it. I would be more understanding of that. But thing is, I see some form of hypocrisy when it comes to that. So that's my take on the N-word. Now,
So do you think that other races, like the fact that they hear, Black Americans use the term so loosely, so freely, maybe in the music and things like that, do you think if you were maybe not as familiar with black culture, you may be an outside looking in, would you think that that word is just generally accepted? Do you think that maybe there is that belief that that negative connotation maybe no longer exists from some people outside of those who are Black Americans, maybe?
Yeah, I can't really speak on being of a different race, but yeah, I agree. I would definitely think that. I mean, just look at the way people use it nowadays, especially black people. You know what I mean? Now, there was this TikTok video that I saw of this black man who was apparently dating this white woman, and she was saying my nigga and stuff like that, and he was cool with it. Obviously, got some backlash. I mean, that I wouldn't necessarily be cool with because, try not to contradict myself, but, I feel like just because she's a white woman don't mean that she'd be able to openly disrespect it. No, that's enough of that,
Okay. So, say, maybe they're just dating and she's a white woman, so you feel like she shouldn't be able to say it. But what about after, maybe they have a kid or two? Then does she get a pass? I mean, like, all right, look at it like this. Hear me out, right?
I hear you.
So the first kid would be like half black, right? And then, so that's like one half of your black card. And then she has a second kid, that would be the other half black. So like she had two half black kids, you put them together, one whole black kid, black card. So would she be able to say nigga then?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So if a white woman has two black kids, she is allowed to say nigga now.
Honcho, I'm only taking your question as serious as you are.
No, I'm very serious about this.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So here's my thing, though. So my point is, and I think John made a good point. If the term was originated by Caucasians and we're using it today, why now get offended when we hear people of other races use it, as if they are using the original meaning? But no, I do like I like what you saying, Honcho. Like you said, you don't let the word you don't give power to the word, so it doesn't affect you as much. So I think that'd be a good way to go about it as well.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I got, Honcho. I'm gonna go ahead and get off and let somebody else call in.
All right, well, Mr. D-Love, sir, thank you for getting the party started this evening, jumping off the Denline. You have a good evening, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us.
And you will be in that Discord tonight. I don't know who you think you is. You can just go ahead and do a show, then open up the Discord and not be in there. No, you're going to get in there. You're going to talk.
Man, I get in the Discord for like spurts at a time, and then, like I say, I don't be getting enough sleep, so I'll be sitting there listening. I'll be talking for a second. I'll mute my mic for a second, then tap out, and then I'll halfway wake up later to realize I'm still in there and get up out there, bitch, and go to bed. So, but gotcha. Yeah, I'll be in there tonight. We'll see what's shaking.
All right, I'm gonna see you later.
All right, appreciate it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello.
Hello. This is my favorite New Yorker, Mr. John. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing fabulous. Okay. I just thought, as a Caucasian, suburban, heterosexual, Christian Trump supporter, I just find it appropriate that I greet you as what's good, my nigga.
So, looking on the outside, looking in, John, and you seem to be very familiar with what's going on in black culture, right? Do you think that is a negative association? Like say, again, like say from your perspective, that black people so heavily associate the word nigga with themselves?
Do I think what of it? Do I think it's weird?
Do you think it's a negative that it's so heavily integrated within?
Oh, yeah, because I mean, on the outside looking in, I can say on behalf of a lot of non-black people, including some black people, think that black people are idiots when they talk like that. Okay, I'll give you a story. So many years ago, my mom used to work at this little kiosk booth thing selling like hair care products. And one day she came home and she was talking to my sister and I, and she was like, "You're never going to believe what happened today." And we're like, "What, Mom?" She was like, "These two black guys were fighting, and and one guy threw another guy up against my booth." And we're like, "All right, so there was a fight." And she was like, "No, but you don't understand." And we're like, "What, Ma?" And she goes, "One black guy said to the other guy, 'I'm gonna fucking kill you, nigga.'" And my sister and I looked at each other like, "Yeah, and?" And she's like, "Doesn't he know that he's black too? Why would he call him that?" And my sister and I just died laughing. And we're just like, "Ma, that's what they call each other." She's like, "What are you?" She's in Italian. "Give me this," which means like, "What are you saying to me?" She's like, "Yeah, Ma, that's what they call." She's like, "Why would they call each other that? That's a horrible word. You're not supposed to say that word." And we're explaining to my 60-some-odd-year-old mother at the time that that's how black people talk to each other. That's for them. That's normal. And my mom's head was spinning. She's like, "I don't understand why you would talk like that." And we were just like, "Well, that's how it is. We don't know either." So white people think that, and let me see, most of my friends growing up were either white or Hispanic or black. So most of my white Hispanic friends and some of my black friends think it's fucking weird that black people talk like that. Like Dan Strong said earlier, and it's like such a coincidence that he wrote that, and I was thinking this the other day, is like in a movie scene or something like that, when when a black guy's shooting at another black guy in a form of obviously it's not a good thing, you're shooting at him, they say like, "What's good, my N," what's good, my N word, like you know what I mean? Like, so it's not always used as a term of endearment. It's just kind of like another name. It's just like a name to call a black person, but it comes with such a dirty root that it's like, why would you even want to just be anything around that word? It's like you've never seen a Jewish person say to another Jewish person like, "Word up, my kike." You never seen a Chinese person saying, "What's up, my chink." You never seen an Italian person say, "What's up, my guinea." Like, nobody else talks like that. Nobody else has a nickname based on a derogatory. I've never heard a Mexican say to another Mexican, "What's good, my wetback?" Like, I've never heard that before. Black people, American black people, are the only ones that I hear talk like that. So on the outside looking in, you look like a bunch of idiots. You're like just fools. It's embarrassing. Remember one time I was, a bunch of times, but this one time I was standing outside of a club, and we'd never been in there before, and it was looking a little hood. Most of the clubs I go to, my friends, are black clubs over the past 10 years. But this one was like, I was just like, I didn't feel comfortable. It was like a little too hood for me. Everyone had camouflage Timbs and red bandanas. It was just a little too hood for me. I don't mind black people. I can't do hood black people too many hood black people in one spot. And I was saying I was looking at my friend, I'm like, "Yo, I don't know about this spot." He's like, "Let's just check it out and see what happens. If it's not good, we'll just leave." So I was like, "All right, fair enough. I'm used to spending $30 and leaving 2 minutes later because it sucks. It's how it is with the club scene. So if you're not buying bottles." So I'm waiting, and this guy tries to get in, and the bouncer holds him back, and it's two black guys. The bouncer's black, and so was the guy trying to get in, and he's holding the kid back. And he's like, "Yo, what's good, my nigga? What's good, my nigga?" It's just like 100 N-words within like a 2-minute span. And I just looked at my friend. I was like, "Let's get the fuck out of here." I was like, "That's it." I'm like, I just can't be around people who talk like that nonstop. I understand every once in a blue moon you let it out for whatever reason, so be it. But I don't like it. Now, am I ever going to say to someone, like I know you use it, I know Prepaid Mike uses it, I know some other people use it. Am I ever going to be like, you shouldn't say that word? I'm not going to be that smug white guy to fucking be like, if you knew the meaning of that word. Like, I'm not going to do that. But in my mind, I'm just like, we can get, I guess you could say something about cursing too. You can get the same point across without cursing. But I guess cursing is a universal derogatory word, whereas N-word is really derogatory just towards black people. But you could say it's a term of endearment, but I mean, like, when everyone else is laughing at you, like, it's kind of a little bit embarrassing.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I don't think I have any further thoughts on that. Anything else that's on your mind?
Yeah, like, you would never, like, picture, like, you'll have to forgive me, I forgot what, what's Bill Cosby's character's name in the Cosby Show? Huxtable, what was his first?
Cliff? Was it Cliff Huxtable?
If it was Cliff, like, you would never turn that show on and hear him talking like that. I mean, looking forward, it's, who cares about Bill Cosby? But, like, in the back of the day, like, you would never like think of, like, Ben Carson talking like that, or like Condoleezza Rice or Colin Powell. You know what I mean? Like, you would never picture them talking like that. They might, who knows? But you would never picture them. And these are all people in prestigious places. Everyone said a curse word in their life, but not everyone says the N-word regularly. That is American black. So I think if you take a look at what type of black people use the N-word versus what type don't, I think you're going to see some distinctive differences, whether it's class, education, generation, whatever. You're going to see differences.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That it's interesting, because it wasn't like that. I don't know, maybe 80s, 90s. I don't know if the 70s. When it just kind of became an everyday part of conversation. Because again, like I said, I don't think it was always that deep in the ground. I don't know if music made it more. I give it the green light. It made it more okay to utilize. I don't know. Like I said, it's very interesting though. Okay.
And it's like it's kind of like if you look at a woman who presents herself well, does well for herself, treats you well, comes from a good family, like you gotta like be a little bit more respectful and presentable and step your game up, to keep her around. But if she was a hoe and she's dressed half naked and the whole block ran through her, you might be like, like she's just another hoe. Like, I'll take a cheap shot. If it don't work, it don't work. Fuck it. I feel like that's how like black people are when they use the N-word excessively. It's like everyone's looking at them as like the hoe. Like, you guys don't even respect yourselves, but you want me to respect you? No, I'm not taking you on the first day. I'm gonna treat you like a hoe. And that goes for any other race of people too. If they do some stupid shit, it's like white trash. Like, nobody respects white trash. You know what I mean? So, my whole thing is, I think part of how you're treated is based on how you present yourself.
I definitely agree with that. 100%. I think, like I say, you give the world the blueprint on how to treat you. So that I definitely agree. Okay. So John says, from outside looking in perspective, it is not bright. It's not looking very good.
It is. I could tell you many of times in my life that black people were the butt of jokes just based on them saying the N-word to each other. Like, that literally was the conversation. Like, black people are so fucking dumb. They call each other the N-word, and they think, like, nobody looks at them. I could tell you a bunch of times in my life, I have heard people of various races having conversations amongst me saying that they look at black people as fools for talking like that.
Okay.
And then also there's the cliche conversation like, why can't other people say it if they can say it? Which I think is a dumb question to ask. But it's like because you're not black. They make their rules, we make our rules. That you guys make your rules. It is what it is. But everyone has unanimously agree that black people look stupid when they talk like that, and I've also heard that from other American black people.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a level to it. Like I said, I'm not gonna make it because I definitely use it. But I think there's a level to it because I think I have seen some situations where it can be excessive, and then I think you have situations where you utilize it as a emphasis on certain points being made. But okay.
I have a friend who is a black woman. She does not speak in any kind of vernacular. She does not use the N-word. Just a very clean-cut, well-educated, well-spoken, articulate person. And there was one time when her brother and her got into a really horrible fight over some horrible shit that her brother said and did, and she called him the N-word. And she called him like 3 times in the same conversation. So what you said, that was the only conversation in my life I've heard her use the word. And it sounded so cringy because the way she says it, it just didn't sound right either. So, So yeah, for me personally, like if I hear somebody say it once in a blue moon, I don't think negatively of them. But when I hear somebody saying it frequently, like it's in their everyday vocabulary, yeah, I do think they're a little I start thinking stereotyping as if they're either a little bit hood or they're just a little bit ghetto or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if I hear you say it once in a blue moon, I wouldn't care. I couldn't care less. I wouldn't change my opinion of you. But just so you guys know, that was my mom's first impression of 2 young black guys fighting.
That's fucking funny as shit, though. That is extremely funny. And that's why I think a lot of it, like I say, I think a lot of it is there are people who you just have no idea. And again, like I say, to do that, I think it's.
Can I cut you off? Kenneth Cologne keeps saying, like honestly, who cares what other people's perception of your character is based on using a word? You should care. I mean, it's just a word, but it's a really, really, really big word with a very deep history. And it is used for something extremely negative and divisive and hurtful. And unfortunately, when you walk in for a job interview or for friendship or for anything, people are going to judge you. They might judge you on how you look, like how you dress. They might judge you based on your skin color. They might judge you based on your hair texture. They might judge you based on your gender. They might judge you on a lot of things. That's the reality. Like, people judge. So why give someone ammunition to disrespect you and treat you differently? Let's be honest, like, a lot of men think women are hoes based on, like, our image of them, because a lot of image these days is women half naked, women on OnlyFans, women strippers, women are this. If everyone walked around like your mother, you wouldn't think women are hoes, because I know you don't think your mother is a hoe. So the bottom line is, if you don't respect yourself, no one else is going to respect you.
Makes sense.
Anyway, thank you, Honcho, for taking my phone call. I'll wait for Miss Bell's phone call on this. I'm sure she'll have something interesting to say. And peace out to all my niggas in the den.
All right, John Ben, I appreciate the call, sir.
Oh, can I say one thing? I'm sorry. Can I say one last thing?
All right, what you got?
I just want to say I want to apologize to Kenneth Fitzgerald. It's been on my mind for like a couple of weeks now. A few weeks back, maybe 3 or 4 weeks back, I was joking around with somebody in the den, calling them out, saying to call in, let's have a debate. And I called that person the F word, the derogatory term for a gay person. And I don't talk like that. Like, I've said the word before, I said the N word, I've said the F word, I've said a lot of words. That's not how I talk. So I just want to say, I want to apologize to him, because he never calls in and says that word. So if he's gay and he's not saying it, I feel like a fucking idiot saying it, and that's not who I am. And that, so I'm sorry to Kenneth Fitzgerald.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I guess everybody in the den ain't so bad after all. All right. That's what's happening.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, John. You have a good evening, sir. Appreciate the call.
All right, bye.
All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho?
Dakota. How are you doing this evening, Mr. Dakota, sir?
Doing fine. in the middle of changing brakes, so I'm gonna make this call quick.
Okay. So what's on your mind,
So,
sir?
what's wrong with black people? We
Mm.
shouldn't have never gave you niggas internet.
I would definitely agree with that too.
Shouldn't have never gave these niggas internet. Nah, I'm serious.
Mm.
Serious though. What's wrong with black people is we tend to want to fight everybody else fight but ours.
Mm.
And what I mean by that, let me give you an example. Back in 2005, when Bush was deporting illegal immigrants,
Mm.
and people were talking about, oh, you're splitting up families and stuff like this and shit like that. And you know, they say it's a massive walkout, right?
Mm.
Massive walkout out of the schools. I was in the 10th grade. Massive walkout out of the schools and jobs and shit like that. Then next thing you know, fast forward a couple months to Katrina, it was, oh, we don't want them niggas here. We don't want those niggas here. Goddamn niggas are stealing everything. But, it's always black and brown need to stick together when brown need our fucking support. But when black need brown support, them motherfuckers ain't nowhere to be found. And that's just any other race but the black race.
Mm.
Not all white people, but most white people. It's like, oh, I identify with the black man. I identify with the black man. Until a black man, random ass black dude fucks you over, and then it's fuck all niggas.
Mm.
And yes, I have dealt with this shit. So excuse me if I'm, a little bit pissed off when I talk about this shit.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna go off script a little bit. So, some recent footage has dropped of the situation with Mr. Ahmad. Does that change your opinion of the situation and what happened in any way, form, or fashion?
What was the recent footage? I haven't seen it.
They showed again. They had the footage of him, in the empty house. I think a couple of days before. They had a video of him stealing a TV from Walmart. They had some other little criminal acts and things like that.
They stole a TV from Walmart.
Yeah, I think he said it's 55 and something crazy. But there's a video of him stealing from Walmart. And then again, I believe there was a situation where I don't know if he brought a gun on school property. Yeah, he brought a gun somewhere where there were some kids and he got caught with a gun situation. But does this change your opinion of the situation in any way, form, or fashion?
No, because yeah, he's a criminal. Because I told when I first started following the story, he has a criminal record.
Mm-hmm.
But did that mean he deserves to die? Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
And I like and shout out to Broderick. I got tremendous respect for that dude. I really do.
Hmm.
But Broderick likes to say, black people ain't getting killed disproportionately by the law. More unarmed white men have been killed by cops, which is true.
Hmm.
But it's another side to that argument. Yes, they're unarmed, but they have threatening demeanor. And what the cops do, threatening demeanor, is charging the police. Threatening, spitting on them and shit like that. So they're, by definition, they're assaulting police and then being shot for it. Us black people get gunned down for walking away from a motherfucker. So yes, in that regard, we are being disproportionately killed by the lawman. But, nobody ever wants to talk about the other side of the argument. Nobody ever wants to, acknowledge the whole reason for Black Lives Matter starting. Don't get me wrong; it had good intentions, But let's be real. Black Lives Matter is a fucking terrorist or a terrorist cell, just like the LGBT community. Fucking terrorist cell. But I digress. But yeah, any more questions?
Ms. Deal again, appreciate you reminding me that I did not have the bottle on. Players fuck up. So you say BLM terror organization, but okay. I have a question for you. Do you think that, looking back on it now, I don't feel like there's anything you can do, but do you think that black people embracing the N-word was a good idea or a bad idea?
I mean, either way you look at it, the N-word was, if you do your history on the word, it was a word to signify commoners from royalty in ancient Kemet or Africa or whatever the fuck you want to call it. What happened was, when the Europeans invaded Africa, they started to mock them and call them niggers, because they couldn't pronounce the word. So it came out nigger instead of niggas. So no, I don't have a problem with the word nigger. It's meant to signify royalty. And like when white people call me a nigger, I'll be like, my G, you just pronouncing it wrong. You pronounce niggas. And thank you for addressing me as the young king I am. That shit fucks him up.
All right. Well, other than that, man, I don't have any other further questions. Anything else you got?
Nah, that's it.
All right, so well.
On a side note, my wife better not ever say I don't do shit for her. I'm out here changing breaks at 10 o'clock at fucking night.
Oh man, but you're a night owl, man. You don't get activated to the sun. I've been watching Underworld. The little trilogy of Underworld. For some reason, I like watching trilogies and shit that's halfway decent. And them motherfuckers couldn't come out at night. You might be a vampire. 'Cause every time we get on the Discord, and the later it get, it seems like the more active Dakota started getting. This nigga be cooking, using the word nigga right now. Be cooking 5-course meals in the middle of the night and shit. You be going down. So, it'd be all right. She probably, it is what it is. But that's a good man though. Willing to get out there late in the evening to make sure that wifey is taken care of. So shout out to Mr. Dakota, man.
All right. I'll be easy, man.
All right, you have a good evening.
You too. Oh, and don't get a nigga's internet.
Too late, man.
All right.
Already. But I agree. Niggas probably never should have had internet. But it's like I said, at this point, it is way too late. It's over with. Gotta take the good with the bad. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
I had to call tonight, man. It's Dan, bro.
Dan the man. I'm glad you did, Dan the man. Dan, you inspired tonight's topic. And just had me thinking about various things. I wish I took better notes along the way since we had originally kind of mentioned. I was just like, now that I think about it, I can't think of any other race or group of people or however you want to look at it that embrace the negative terminology like, we do as black Americans. So what are your thoughts on that, man? I mean, or if you want to kind of remind people what it is what you originally mentioned.
Oh, absolutely, Mr. Honcho. So it was a few days ago. I forgot when exactly I called, but I was talking about the fact that when it comes to this word, nigga, we'll just use nigga. I'm not going to worry about the ER part because it's the same word. Well, not the same word, but whatever. When it comes to this word, we really fucked up as a people, and I'm trying not to really curse too much on this talk. I'm trying to be serious. We really messed up because a word that was made negative, in a negative aspect, and in my opinion, we decided to use it as a colloquialism, as a friendly matter. Mm-hmm. So we've entirely confused the meaning of that word because it is a racial slur.
Yes. And
it is the only racial slur I think in the history of this world at this point, where the people who it was used on have embraced it. And that shows how backwards we might be. Okay. I'm just saying that's just how I feel, man. And But actually, you inspired me to say that, Honcho. Well, it wasn't you. It was actually an OG caller of the den, Chicago Mike.
The GOAT. Oh man.
Yeah, GOAT. Because I favorited that video. We were talking about it in the Discord one time, and I was like, "Wait, who's the Chicago Mike y'all talking about?" And then someone linked me the video, and I found this part, and he felt so free and clear saying that word without any sort of repercussions. That showed me two things. A lot of these other ethnicities out there, one, they see you don't respect yourselves, and two, why should they respect you? Why should they go out of their way in time and energy to respect you as much as you don't respect yourself? Obviously.
Correct.
And John the Prepaid, he said he OG, triple OG. And like the way he said it so freely, it just shows you just like, man, this is where we're at, bro. Like you wouldn't say that to anyone else, man, unless you really hated them. Like, I hate that fucking blah blah blah. You know, but with white people, man, we paint ourselves in a bad situation, honestly. Now, did we choose to be here? No, but we made certain decisions which I don't think are working out in the best viable situation, I guess. And actually, and when you mention like where it started from, I think this was the 70s in terms of that word and a few other words. Think about blaxploitation films, the Mac, Coffee, Superfly, Shaft. You heard nigga and bitch in there a lot. And what are we still calling each other nowadays? Nigga and bitch.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it started there. Yeah. It started. Well, there's a few things. There's the welfare state that black people endorsed or embraced, really. There's the blaxploitation, which this form of entertainment where we idolize pimps and killers and drug pushers, and that also reflected in our society at the time. I mean, a lot of the most, well, I wouldn't say that. Some of the most well-known black people at the time were like people like Frank Lucas and Nicky Barnes and dudes like that. And then you had the 80s with Free Ricky Ross and dudes like that, and the Bloods and Crips was popping, and we went from Marvin Gaye to Tekashi. How the hell did that happen? How do we go from Marvin Gaye? No, fuck Tekashi. How do we go from Marvin Gaye to Plies? His goofy ass. How do we go from that to that? What the fuck happened, man? And it hurts my heart, man, because it just hurts. And I'm being fucking serious.
It's wild. I mean, the world has changed so much, man. You know, I wish I could explain, but I don't have the answer, Sway. I wish I did.
And here's another thing, and I'm glad you mentioned the world changing. We have to really think about the demographics of the world right now and where people are at in certain places, and that shit's changing too. Certain power plays and positions. But think about it this way: so a lot of Hispanics are coming from South America and Central America. That's obvious. We know this. They're moving up here, and they're kind of pushing out the white people in a sense. White people aren't sleeping together as much and aren't reproducing, but the Hispanics are. And look at the demographics. They've grown in years, but black people have stayed the same, roughly 10 to 12% of American population. You think the Hispanics don't give a fuck about black people?
No. Better get out the way.
No. You might see them at a Democratic Party. They want your black people votes, just like Pete Buttigieg when he ran, the gay dude. He wanted you nigga votes, but he couldn't give a fuck about you.
Just drink 40 with you.
He was always trying to get black people to vote for you. Like, we need more black people to show up. Get your black friends to vote. Well, what he didn't realize was black people are majority Christians, and Christians ain't gonna vote for a gay person for most of anything. So that's where Pete fucked up. But we'll see him in 2024. He'll pop back up. Watch. And it's just like I'm really depressed, man. Just when I think about the state of black people. Now, have black people accomplished great things? Absolutely. But we're not propping them up as much as we should. We're still endorsing criminals. I mean, just look at Instagram, Black Twitter. I mean, really? Hell no, bro. This is depressing.
Terrible.
And then you call people like Ben Carson and who's that guy, the Surgeon General, the black gentleman. They're coons and buffoons. Thomas Sowell, and don't nobody hear that old nigga. Fuck that nigga. That's what I be hearing about from these dudes out here, bro. This shit is really angering me. And I don't know what else to say, man.
So you feel like I mean, it's too far gone. I mean, at this point, do you think?
Yes, yes, yes. I don't mean to interrupt you, sir. I apologize, but yes, just save your breath, Honcho. It's too ingrained in black culture because after a certain while, it's like think about the AIDS. Think about HIV and AIDS and the gay community. If once the virus got known for what it is in like the late 90s, early 2000s, that shit should have dropped off immediately. People should have been more smart. People should have been doing more testing. People using condoms and things like that. But a lot of people want to hide what they have, and they will pass it to somebody else. Not even think twice about it. Like some of these diseases nowadays, like the one that's spreading around the world right now. If that country it came from, if they had said 3 weeks before the outbreak really started that there's an issue, we need to cut off travel, transportation, this shit wouldn't have been nearly as bad. It'd been 90% less as it is now. But people's pride and power and not wanting to look weak in front of other people, they kept quiet about it. And look where we are now. It's sad, man.
I agree. Pride is a motherfucker, man. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah. And speaking of that country, as much debt as they own in this country, I don't know, man. I'm gonna stop right there because I'm starting to get in my paranoia mode and all this, all the stuff going on. I'm gonna leave that shit alone. I'm gonna focus on black people. I'd say we need to do better, but all you can do better is in your microcosm, your small community, just for your community, your kids, your family, your wife, your husband. That's all you can do. You can't save all the black people. Don't do that. I heard too many activists out here get murdered trying to save black people. I remember there's one woman in Chicago, her husband got paralyzed, I think at a drive-by, and she's out protesting gun violence. She gets killed. Really?
That's crazy. That's
really?
Ridiculous.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's ridiculous. Okay, well, let's slide to something a bit more positive then. So you did good. You wrapped up the semester pretty good. Are you taking some summer classes?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. When do those get started?
Oh, I already started
shit.
yesterday. Doing economics, so I'm definitely learning about that supply and demand and doing some basic math because I didn't test as high as I wanted to on my math placement test, but I tested high enough to get into one of those classes, so I don't do any remedial courses.
No problem.
But I'll be out in like 2.5, 3 years, which is good enough for me to try to get into this job market.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
So that's the game plan.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like you say, sticking to the script. So that's what it's all about. All right. Well, anything else on your mind, Mr. Dan, the civilian man?
I mean, that's all I got, Ed, man. I don't know, man. Like I say, look out for you and yours, man. And I think like some of these black supremacists out here, they want white people to care for them so much. You need to respect me, but I don't respect your own communities.
Correct.
I think they believe in white superiority. Yeah. They believe it because the way they act is like y'all need white people so much, man. Look, fuck white people, okay? Right? That's what they say. Look, fuck them niggers. Keep them away from my daughter. I don't want to make my daughter a single mother, and none of that shit, bro. That's what they say, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
That's just my opinion, and it is what it is, and you already know I am. I'm a Uncle Tom race trader, tap dancing, buck dancing coon. That's what I am. So
yeah. I mean, I'm in the classes with you, man, so I understand, and that's the crazy part about it. You just have a little bit of a different opinion. I mean, you're the bad guy. I didn't create this situation. I didn't put you in the situation. I just think differently about it, and all of a sudden you are a bad person. That's the world we're in right now.
Let me tell you where this started with me. How this seed of like kind of rebellion against the current black mass thought came in. It came in when I was a kid in middle school, in elementary school, when I was trying to learn and answer questions, raise my hand. Who were the kids beating the shit out of me, teasing me, and clowning me? It was black kids for answering a question in class. That's where this shit started. Now, I gave black people excuses for years, but somewhere along my late 20s or 30s, I said, look, man, nope, can't do this no more. I'm just worried about me and mine, man. I am not going to get look, crabs in a barrel. That's all I got to say is crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And shout out to John, because John reflected what I've always thought. they don't respect you. Why would they? There might be a few black people like, he's cool. He's not like them hood rats and all that stuff. But majority of the time, they don't want to deal with you because a lot of y'all cause a lot of ruckus in their stores. Will pull up your pants, might steal some shit. And look, every race has people that steal shit. Every race has bums, but you can steal bums from far away. And even
long range.
And even if that, right? I don't mean to interrupt, man. I'm just got like a lot of thoughts going on with this whole situation.
Well, you're good.
And and even if like you got a gentleman who's a well-spoken gentleman, but if he's wearing that thug garb, why would I take the assumption thinking maybe he's the one that's cool? I'm just gonna walk the other side of the street and just keep my hands in my pockets on my wallet and just look, make sure you ain't trying to rob me. I mean, why would people want to go out of their way to, it doesn't make sense. It's against survival. Survival means like you go on assumptions that this might be a dangerous situation, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
Like if there's a rap concert where I'm at, I'm not going because the assumption is someone might get shot.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. And there's quite a few videos on YouTube that prove that theory.
Yeah.
Rap concert shooting, 2 people shot. Chris Brown concert got shot up. I mean, really?
What?
It's an R&B concert.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Look at Chris Brown concert shooting. Chris Brown's kind of like geeking up, like, look at them niggas getting it in over there. And then he starts shaking, and then he got shook, and then he ran off, man.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've associated ourselves with, violence.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate that this is where we're at right now. Oh man, that's tough. R&B concerts ain't even safe anymore. That's a bad look, man. But it is what it is. I guess. Okay.
Man, it's a rough city, man. That's all I know. Just love you and yours, man, and just try to be a better person. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're gonna fall and fail, and I know that. I've told y'all so much shit about me, man. Y'all know I failed so much in my life, and you gotta try at least. At least try to break even. How about that? If you come up a little better than you were, cool. Maybe make a play one day to, benefit later on. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? But that's all I got to say, man. But, look, these motherfuckers faking it about this gang shit, bro. I don't know. Like, there's the call yesterday. There was a gentleman who was mentioned there's some 13-year-old boy on Instagram rap about killing and shooting dudes in the head and all sorts of dumb shit. Yeah. But I've seen worse. I've seen 9, 10-year-old kids smoking weed on Instagram and shit like that. I've got the dude, young baby, not NBA baby boy, whatever these, 30-year-old niggas call themselves young and baby. There's a problem here.
Oh, man, there's just so much, and I want, man. So let's talk about that for just a second, Dan. While I got you on the phone, I want to know your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Young, baby, lil, this, and we're talking about grown men, like you just said. Is that
grown men?
Is that a symbol of something greater? Is that a symbol of maybe the childlike mentality that is subconsciously embraced with a lot of the things that we get into? You can talk about, the music, we can talk about, the behavior, we can talk about a lot of these things, but why Lil this, why baby, why Lil, why I always want to be seen as it seems like as younger than you may be? Well, why do you think that is?
Well, I got 2 thoughts on that, and I'm not an expert, I'm not a sociologist or anything like that, but a lot of these young men who consider themselves still young, who's the person that's supposed to teach a young boy how to be a man? A father. What is the black community lacking right now? Fathers. That might be one part of it. Another part of it is just never growing up, never accepting responsibility for actions, and be some of these same dudes get locked up, mama crying in court, cursing out the family if somebody did something wrong to, or cursing out the judge or some shit. It's just amusing. You got to accept. Look, you have to accept responsibility for your actions. I mean, you don't have to, but I'd respect people more for that. But then again, the fuck's my opinion matter? I'm just some random Negro talking about stuff. That's all. Okay.
I can agree. LO says the Peter Pan syndrome. And I agree, and that's what I think it is. I think you, again, like I said, we could dive deeply into that, and I think it's a different conversation, but it's a very intriguing conversation. That's something I'm going to jot down. We may have to look into that in the near future, but You bring that up again, like you might be inspiration for another conversation there, Mr. Dan.
Yeah, man. Look, my conversations get kind of dark, and I apologize.
Man, there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, look, it is however you feeling, whatever's on your mind. That's the conversation we're having. So no need to apologize. All conversations welcome. That's how you feel at the time, man. Hey, that's what we're gonna talk about.
No, I appreciate it, Honcho. That's why I've been calling in for a minute, man. You know, I love your the way you do things, man. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for supporting me, and do my best to support you. And shout out to Dan, you know. And shout out to John, man, for telling people the truth about how other people view black people. Yeah. I need more people like that. Because just keep it real. And shout out to OG Chicago Mike, realest nigga in the building, you know.
he out there lurking somewhere. Chicago Mike around somewhere. He lurking. He ain't gonna ever say nothing, but he in the mix somewhere.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I said I don't want to say that word nigga in a funny manner, but I did. You know? It is what it is, nigga. You know. There you go. Yeah, it's ingrained in our psyche at this point, man, and that's a problem.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like again, like I say, yeah, you don't even intend to say it. It just comes out sometimes. It's like, oh shit, oh this nigga here, oh goddamn, you know. So yeah.
The game is a game, man. But I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna try to do a little math homework tonight, but probably I'm just gonna bullshit and just do it tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, you know, like sometimes you gotta just take a break, man. You know, like I say, chill, relax, and then just knock it out in the AM. That would be my suggestion. Of course, I'm the king of procrastination, so you might not want my advice, but that's probably what I'll do.
It's this Saturday. That's probably what I'm gonna fuck with, man. You know.
Oh yeah.
Early.
Oh yeah. You got a couple days. Okay. You good.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go call tonight on that, man. If there's 10-minute time limit, I already blew that off the water. So
it's all good. We ain't even tripping. It's all good. It is what it is. All right. Well, that's been Mr. Danny, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening, sir. You know.
I appreciate it. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to John. Shout out to Trill. Shout out to Prepaid. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Kenneth. Shout out to all them dudes, man. You know, the game is the game.
Already. Well, shout out to Dan, the motherfucking civilian man, and appreciate you calling in. We'll talk to you real soon, man. You have a good evening.
Oh yeah, you too, sir.
All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Brother Shaolin, fantastic.
Brother Shaolin, how are you doing this evening, Brother Shaolin? What's on your mind tonight, sir?
Man, I'm on a roller. It's my second night in a row getting through. I'm surprised I'm still up. My brother been working hard. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trying to get it in. Yeah, man. How you do tonight, man? I certainly can't see you having a good, lively debate and show tonight.
Yeah. Just like I say, a comment was brought up about a previous caller a couple of nights ago, and it was something that was just kind of on my mind. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and have a conversation about it. And so far, the call's been very interesting, very intriguing to see everybody's perspectives on it. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, where do you start? I mean, I think I discussed it a bit last night about where black people went wrong in the 60s and things like that. We took a turn for the worst where, you know, fathers surgically removed from the home and things like that. Now, regardless of what people want to believe, black fathers are some of the best fathers in America. It was a study done by the CDC and an op-ed piece written by Charles Blow, I think, in the Washington Post, and where they studied all of the metrics of, you know, being a father, and black fathers were some of the best fathers. You know, I always continue, when you look at the numbers, it's really like only 8 to 10% of black men that abandon their kids and do all this crazy stuff that people complain about. You know, it's just that, you know, many men are reproducing, you know, many women are reproducing with the same men, a lot of the same men. I know, just about every black person knows somebody that, a guy that has like multiple kids with multiple women.
Yeah.
In some cases, multiple. We discussed that last night. That's a big problem. You know what I'm saying? In the black community with an 80% illegitimacy rate. You know what I'm saying? You know, but even though within those numbers, most black men take care of their kids. Most black men pay their child support. But that doesn't absolve black men from the ones that do from their responsibility, the ones that run out on their kids, don't take care of their kids, don't do, going to prison and shit, or whatever the hell they're doing, hanging out in the streets and not trying to be a productive citizen. And there's ramifications to choices that you may not see. Like a lot of people made in the 70s, 80s, crack epidemic and shit like that. But that's what we're seeing now. You're seeing a lot of grown-ass crack babies. You remember back in the day where they used to say crack babies?
Yeah.
Baby was born addicted to crack. Well, guess what? Those kids now are 30, 25? I mean, you're seeing that now. You're seeing the ramifications and the offspring of a lot. It's not all, but regardless of what people want to believe, black people are actually doing pretty well. Most black people are in the middle class. The problem relies in black people getting together, like marriage. You've got a low marital rate. Black people don't get along, all this kind of stuff. But most black people are in the middle class. And so as far as that goes, black people are actually doing okay in some areas, But I mean, look, man, there's a number of issues that we always talk about. I mean, marriage. Even though I'm not married, and I don't know how I feel about marriage today. Marriage today ain't what it was, back in 1950. And I don't fault any man for not wanting to be married, just as long as you don't bring any kids into a fucked up situation. And don't fuck somebody's life up. I don't see any problem with that, But just not having kids in a well-adjusted home, those are problems, man. That's a problem, having illegitimate kids all over the place, just not be able to afford them, and then, like I said, when the kid grows up and goes out and does something crazy, then no father around. Just like I told you yesterday, jokers got to shoot in my neck. Nobody around, nobody, and then when they finally catch him, you're just gonna be, my baby ain't do nothing. He was a good kid, blah blah blah. We know the script.
Yeah.
We know the script. We've seen it 1,000 times. And another problem I think is, and I say this all the time, and I say it as kind of tongue in cheek, but I think it's true, and I think it's something that we may need to examine. We followed the wrong person. Now, this is what I'm about to say is about to be a little controversial, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. We followed the wrong leader. We followed Martin Luther King. We should have been following some of the ideals of Brother Malcolm. If you look at what he was saying back in that day, he was right. He was right about some of the things, like taking up arms, doing shit for yourself. It's people coming to your neighborhoods, doing shit like that. I mean, you reserve the right to defend yourself.
Correct.
And shit like that. Black folks sticking together, having their own businesses, and things like that. I remember once somebody said about the Montgomery bus boycott. They were talking about that. They was like, okay, why in the world are you Well, first of all, the boycott is a good thing, but what you don't boycott to just so they could get on you boycott and start your own damn bus line. You see what I'm saying? And for yourself and for your people, that's what you could have done. But the horse out the gate now, all that stuff is too late. It's too far gone, and black people are just. There's some black people that are going to make it. A lot of black people are going to get left behind, and that is what a lot of people don't want to face. A lot of black people are being left behind in history. They're being left behind. They are being abandoned. That's what in the book Disintegration, written by Eugene Robinson, and I reference this book all the time. And that's one of the four Black Americas that he describes as the abandoned. And that's what you're seeing now. That's a lot of the abandoned cutting the food because they're being left behind. They're being left behind. The world is moving on without them. And it's going to become harder and harder to make the case for racism, white supremacy, and all that. You know, when you got all this bullshit going on within the Black community. I mean, it's just going to be harder and harder to make these, cases of racism and things like that. It's just becoming very hard to do that, and people are becoming less sympathetic to that. You know what I'm saying? And when people are making arguments like that, like we still back in slavery times, time has moved on.
Yeah.
And America will leave you behind. I mean, it will leave you, would literally leave you behind. So, Black people made a series of mistakes as a whole, and they're still doing it in some cases to this day. With all those Black people in that Democratic Party. I'm not even saying that they should be in the Republican Party. I'm not saying that either. I think Black people should be independent and make both parties fight for their vote.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. That's another thing politically. Black people are not politically astute. They just go to church, and then the preacher tells them who to vote for. They give the preacher a bag, and then the politician gets up there and speaks before the congregation, and the preacher tells them who to vote for, instead of Black people thinking on their own. So we got a series of problems, but like I said, like the past caller says, I don't think you can't say these things to the average rank and file Black person. They would get violent in some cases. Fight you, get mad, holler and scream. When you tell them like the brother Ahmaud Arbery. Me personally, what I think about that situation is that is a horrible situation, and that should have never happened. That brother should never got shot. I don't care about them other videos and stuff that he came out with. But there's other scenarios where other guys that got shot that I'm looking at, that they making a big deal about, and I'm like, hey, some of these dudes, no, I'm not getting behind them. Now, no, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, people like that, I can get behind that. Now, I can't get behind no Black Lives Matter, but no, some of those brothers shouldn't have been shot. But some of them should, they get what they get. I find it funny, a lot of people don't show like footage or stuff that happened before, the series of events that led to, somebody getting shot before the incident, in certain cases. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when you see these incidents happen, a lot, not all, but a lot of the times, these guys don't have fathers, and to me, it's in a lot of these cases when you look up some of the things that you see is no fathers around, no fathers. When you see all this hood ghetto shit going on, all these folks getting shot, people at funeral homes, people cutting up at funerals, getting shot and stuff at funerals. The one thing you don't see is fathers.
Yeah. That's true.
That runs rampant in the hood now, not amongst regular Black. I'm talking about in the hood. I'm talking about hood Black folks. You don't see fathers, just Black men around. There's good reason for that too. I mean, do you really believe that, let's say, a group of Black men came in? We've already seen this actually, the Detroit 300. But a group of Black men said, okay, you know what, we're finna, take this back over and, take back control of this Black community right here. We're gonna take back control. We're gonna restore some order, and get this back here. Blah 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 blah. We're gonna take in some of these single mothers and blah blah blah. We're gonna restore some order. Do you really believe that the women in that community are going to accept that?
No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the men, if they got any sense, they're gonna change everything. They're gonna get rid of that buck dancing pastor all these kids running around in the street and shit like that. They're gonna get rid of that. That was the problem that they had with the Detroit 300. I don't know if you know about that, but you can just look it up. Black women ran the Detroit 300 out of town.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
And there was some brothers that was trying to change. Yeah, the brothers trying to change up shit that was going on in the black community. So this is already improving. You know, the people in that hood, because the black hoods are matriarchal. You know, they're matriarchal. I don't think anybody can deny that. I don't think anybody can deny that black hoods are controlled, matriarchal. If you just all you gotta do, it just takes a casual observance to see that they're matriarchal. No matter what you say whose fault it is, or whatever like that. I say who picked these men, these prisoners, and people to have children with. I say that. We can have that debate another day. But yeah, another thing too is sexual choice. Who are you choosing to have your offspring with? That means a lot. And we're starting to see that that's come back to bite black people in the behind. Sexual choice. I just did it because I was hot in the ass. A guy that was off the chain. I mean, I know at least 3 or 4 guys that got like over 10 children. I know 3 guys personally like that. They got over 10 children with multiple women. I know guys like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, sexual choice. Politically, black people not being politically astute. Certainly that black church, I believe the modern black church is backwards. If you go in there, it consists mostly of single mothers and women and stuff like that. And backwards, really criminal pastors in a lot of cases that are fucking and doing all kind of shit to the women in the congregation. Pretty much pimps. That's pimps. Pimps and pulpit pimps. I mean, these guys are outright. They don't give a fuck no more. These guys are outright pimping the congregation, and they don't even give. They ain't trying to hide that shit. So, I think we all know that. We beyond that. So, no, man, it ain't no coming back from this. We're just gonna have to, see where everything goes from here. It's gonna die out. Will there always be black people? Yes, but I think that the more astute black people are probably going to continue to live, maybe not procreate within the black community, maybe procreate outside of the community, or procreate with black, like-minded other, black people.
So I got a thought,
women,
or a question, Brother Stalin. You look at other races, and again, like I said, maybe I'm wrong, and if you may know, maybe you've heard of something that I haven't. Why do you think that we as black folks are the only ones to really embrace such a derogatory term and make it, basically part of our everyday conversation? Like, have you ever heard of another race taking something that was meant to degrade their culture and then trying to turn it into something as a term of endearment or something that you use, regularly in conversation?
No. I've known other cultures to call each other, derogatory terms to each other, but that's just what it was. They did it when they were mad over it, get ready to whoop some ass, or or something like that. We do it as and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of doing it too. I can't, I can't deny that. But yeah, no, I don't think I know of any. If there is one, let me know. I think I heard the brother on there talking that, that stuff, he was saying, well, niggas was a term of, kings and queens and all this old bullshit. Man, please. We know damn well what that term was meant for. Now, I've heard, you normally hear that argument out of the pro-black sector, these pro-black Negroes be saying stuff like that. I mean, the white person that he said that to, when that white guy left, he probably laughed his fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? And when he said, I shocked the world when he said that. Now, I'm not trying to criticize that brother or nothing like that, but come on, man. We all know where that terms come from. It's meant to degrade black folks. Now this is my position on white people saying it to black folks. Okay, listen. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I think that it's wrong, and I've never heard another culture do that. But this is okay. Have you ever like seen somebody run their credit up and not pay all their goddamn bills?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just run their credit up and just, you know, okay, when you go to get a loan, you know, or something, they go to pull your credit report, and they're like, man, fuck, we ain't giving you no goddamn loan. You ain't paid back. You know, we got shit on here. You ain't paid back nothing a long time. Yeah. Well, that's what white folks are done with that word. We pulled their credit report a long time ago. We already know what they mean when they want to. You know what I'm saying? They want to do that. You know, we can. we pull the credit report immediately. It'd be like, hell no. No, you can't say that. You know, but black people, while wrong, we do know they do use it in certain ways and certain voice inflections, and they, you know, nigga to nigga, they use different ways. I'm not justifying that, but you know, now when white people say, "Can I use it?" No, why can't I use it? We already know why you can't use it. You know, your credit is bad, goddammit. The same way when we go in the goddamn bank to get a loan, and you pull our credit report, and we got dings all over that motherfucker, and you know, we done ran up shit and then didn't pay the motherfucker back, and they done hung jokers, and you know what I'm saying? We see images of hangings, and you know, we talked about Emmett Till, the lady, you know, as a matter of fact, her Emmett Till's, the lady that had Emmett Till killed.
Yeah.
You know, her nephew ended up being the governor of Mississippi. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. You know, I'm from Mississippi, so you know I know that little stuff.
Yeah.
And Phil Bryant, that's his name, Phil Bryant. He's not the governor anymore, but he did 2 terms. You know, they have term limits in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And that was that lady's nephew. Mm. That was her nephew. She died a couple of years ago, I believe. But that was her nephew, and this guy is the mayor of Mississippi. That's right. That's a little fun little fact. But no, man, no, hell no, white folks, you can't use that shit. You know, your credit is fucked up. Yeah, that's my view on it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, no, but I don't believe black people should be using that. That's and I shouldn't use it. I try to, you know, I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing it for a long time. I'm working on it.
Yeah, it ain't easy. Sometimes it just it happens, you know. So yeah, I feel you. I'm working on it too.
Yeah. I do it when I get mad. You know what I do now? I say Negroes a lot. I try to say Negroes a lot. I'm working on it. That's not the right term to use either, but that's not the right term to use either. But I'm winging myself off.
Yeah.
You know, you know, pray for me, work with me. I'm winging myself. I'm trying to wing myself. Sometimes I get mad, like you know, when the dude was shooting up in my neighborhood yesterday. Oh man, you know, I was letting it fly.
Oh, yeah.
I was letting it fly, buddy. Yeah, I was letting it fly. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But you know, black people have made a series of mistakes. Some inadvertent, some outright blatant, and just didn't give a fuck. Like what the brother was talking about, I heard him talking about blaxploitation and stuff like that. That to me was blatant. A lot of that shit was blatant, but some was inadvertent. I don't believe that a lot of women that took welfare and things and you know didn't realize what that was, the ramifications that took welfare and didn't get married to a decent man. Probably didn't realize the ramifications of that. You know what I'm saying? The long-term ramifications of that. And a lot of black people are paying for it now. They're paying for it. Yeah. Paying dearly. So, now our image is not good. Even though America's image is not good with their treatment of black folks, our image is not good either.
I agree.
It's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. Okay. But brother, I'm not gonna hold you up too long. I see a lot of people calling in. You know, let me ask you. What do you? I just want to ask you real quick. Where do you think black people went wrong? Where do you think black people went wrong? Like maybe one of their major mistakes.
Oh man, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of on the same page. There's a lot of different things that you can look at. But I mean, if we talk about the major thing, I do believe, and again, it's taken me a little bit to learn about how important that was. But I believe the when she started deteriorating the family structure, like you said, once they embraced the welfare so heavily. And it came with not just, hey, some support, but it came with this mentality, and the mentality is almost infectious. And I got to remember to read this thing. I read it to y'all in the Discord. So if y'all was in the Discord last night, y'all know that it was something very disgusting. But this is the type of ghetto business stuff we got going on. But yeah, and to me, like I say, it's like it formed a split somewhere. I don't know if you want to call it I don't know if you want to say the crack epidemic, or if you want to say it was something else, but it formed that split, and that's why I always say, you got black people, you got niggas, to differentiate. Sometimes, black people can be a little niggerish sometimes, you can do some shit, but but I think the thing that makes it difficult is for those who are, not well versed in it. It can be difficult for them to tell the difference between, what's black and what's niggerish. You know what I'm saying? And the same as it may be for a black person who may not be familiar with other cultures to tell the difference. I know it's for me. It's like, everybody else is relatively similar. I have struggles differentiating the various types of Hispanics. So I'll say all of them are Mexican. I don't mean no harm. It's all love. But I'm not familiar with each and every different variation of the culture. So it's just kind of like that. But yeah, like I said, I think again, like I said, you can point to a multitude of things, but I think, like you said, once you got rid of the father figures in the home, I think that is the biggest thing, because then it's like it caused so many other little issues to kind of to pop up, like having a domino effect. And again, like I said,
one more question, because I just popped in my head, and this is one of the biggest ones actually. I don't know how we missed this one. Feminism. What's your views on feminism and black feminism? Because we all know Alice Walker wrote The Color Purple. She was a big time feminist and lesbian and all that stuff. What's your thoughts on black feminism? Do you think that played a role in what's going on with black people today?
Black feminism makes no sense to me. I don't understand what it is you're fighting for, that you feel that you're going to get fighting as a female first, more so than a black woman. Or again, I don't know if y'all want to go down the identity politics route. Like, I just don't understand. Like, again, we could talk about that kind of divide that happened where it was the civil rights issue, and you had a large segment of black women say, well, yeah, being a woman is a little bit just a little bit more important. So we're going to go get on with these white women, and we're going to, become feminists, and then realize you got nothing out of the deal, and then you wonder why, niggas kind of looking at you funny. And again, like I say, those trust issues that, linger to this day. But, yeah, I'm not a big supporter. Like I said, I probably could give you a better answer if y'all can't tell. I've been tired as hell, so I know my answer's kind of all over the place. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely a conversation we can have. Definitely something that I know a lot of people have mentioned wanting to speak on. I don't think we've ever really dove deep into it though.
Yeah. Well, I just want to know. Yeah, feminism is certainly one of the biggest issues where black folks, of course, black women embraced feminism, and I believe that was certainly a wrong turn. But brother, I'm not gonna hold you up too long. I'm gonna let you go on and wrap everything up like you want to and everything. But those are my thoughts, brother.
Okay, well, that's a bet. Mr. Shaolin, it's always good to hear from you, sir, and I appreciate your call this evening.
All right, bro.
All right, you have a good evening. All right. Okay. Let me see here. What in the hell is going on in here? Let me see, where are we? I know that this has been a very interesting topic, and Mr. Shaolin has seemed to fire some folks up, so that's always good. So we'll take a couple more calls. I know some folks want to get their thoughts in, so I'll make sure everybody has a fair shot. All right, let's do this. I guess that's the best way to do it. Let me do this because had a request, so definitely honoring request this evening. What's the motherfucking deal, Mr. Prepaid? How are you doing this evening, sir?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. I've been missing y'all. You know, the wife been getting this morning sickness at night, so it's been whooping my ass pretty good.
Okay. Well, we understand family first. You got to take care of your business. You know, yeah, we always wonder what's going on with Mr. Prepaid, and always hoping all is well with you. But you said you was relaxing, and then you got fired up by the last caller. What was it that got you fired up like that?
Brother Shaolin, I appreciate the call because you invigorated me. I use the word invigorated because I was sitting back and I said I'm gonna call tomorrow. No, yeah, we need to talk about this tonight because the problem we have as black people. Let me address the word nigga first. Let's go ahead and address the word nigga first, okay? As I said in the chat, growing up, you know, we all about the same age. I don't know how old Brother Shaolin is, but me and you about the same age. In the 90s, you couldn't call a woman a bitch. If you called a woman a bitch, what you telling her is you willing to fight everybody in her house, down to the dog. You damn sure couldn't call a black woman a bitch.
Yeah.
You called a black woman a bitch in the 90s, that was the lowest thing you would call her. You can call a whore, a prostitute, call somebody mama a bitch. Y'all gonna fight till somebody is leaking out here.
Yeah.
Every time I see women greeting each other now, hey bitch, what you up to? Oh bitch, and that's what times come. Words lose steam. After you hear so much, words lose their power. The word nigga to me holds no weight in my book because that's how I address all my personal friends. Everybody in my circle is my nigga. Period. I don't care where it derived from. I don't care about any of that shit because it doesn't matter. In my personal opinion, it does not matter because words I don't give words power. Period. Now, if they got a word for fucking on me being successful, tell me that word. I'll never use that again.
Yeah.
But I don't hold no weight. Once again, I use the word so much that, like I said, my colleagues, my white colleagues, or my nigga, I walk in the office, what's good, my nigga? How y'all doing? What you did last night? Now, do I have a problem with white people or non-black people saying the word nigga? No, the fuck I don't. I do not care. Truth be told, I didn't even know that niggas had a problem with Hispanics using the word nigga till recently. Because I was brought up that them was all our niggas.
Yeah.
So this is all new to me. It got to the point to where, in my personal opinion, I feel like the wokey wokes, the niggas, the new niggas who half of them don't even qualify as being niggas, they the ones causing big ruckus. I've seen niggas having real debates that Dominicans can't use the word nigga. What they little niggas.
Yeah.
How the fuck is the Dominicans can't use the word nigga? These is niggas.
Damn. Yeah.
Brazilians is niggas. Like, these are niggas, bro. Like, I don't even know how this even works. So, again, to me, I don't give a fuck who uses it. If I use the word around you, I expect you to use the word around me. See, in my personal opinion, and once again, everybody's not going to agree with prepaid, but the most important thing you got to know is I'm going to grab my nuts no matter what. I feel like niggas have a problem with the word nigga because it's not about, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's not about empowerment or it's not about oppression. Y'all don't care about power, empowerment. Y'all care about oppression. Black people want to use the word so they can make sure other people can't use it. Because that's where we are now as people. Life is so good for us. We want power over a word. If you don't want people to use the word nigga, then don't use it yourself. But if you're going to use it on a daily basis, how can you expect other people not to use it? That's colloquial, the spoken word of the people. That's how this whole thing works. You know what I'm saying? So that's my input on it. You know what I'm saying? Now Dan, New York John, I don't have no beef with y'all. Y'all, if that's how y'all feel about the word, y'all gonna have to just live with it when I call in, because nigga, I'm gonna call everybody I know niggas. And the niggas who my niggas, they niggas is my niggas too. So that's just how this works. But in my personal opinion, the problem that black people have ain't with the word nigga. Our problem is how we allow the media to represent who we are as a people. Black people will get up in arms over the word nigga, yet are cool with being called baby mamas and baby daddy.
Yeah.
Think about what y'all are allowing. That's my baby daddy. What sense does that make? Nigga, you've been called a baby daddy for the last 20 years and they never corrected her. That's the father of your child. You can't be the ex. You can't be the co-parent. You got to be a baby daddy. That's his lowest form of disrespect right there. And guess what? Y'all all allow that shit.
Correct.
Every last black person I know allows to be called a baby daddy. I wish my wife would have called me a fucking baby daddy. a baby, what? A baby daddy? Listen, if you a nigga who paying child support and you allowed her to call you baby daddy, nigga, I'd have went to the courthouse on a motherfucking ass. She gonna call me something better than that. They gotta have a better label than that. Bitch, you can call me CS. You can call me child support. You ain't finna call me no baby daddy. But in the end, it's about how we allow them. It's basically the way we allow people to look at us and how they label us. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you really can't get mad over none of this shit that's going on when we are the ones who are allowing it.
Correct.
We allow the ignorant motherfuckers to represent us.
Correct.
It had probably 150 niggas in the whole United States fighting over Popeye's chicken sandwiches. Instead of us going out here and saying, man, that's not us out here. Niggas ain't wild. We ain't wilding like this. It's a small group of people. You know, we said, man, people, you know, Popeyes represents us, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, when stuff happens to Chick-fil-A, they don't put the media on that. Nigga, why the fuck won't y'all disassociate y'all from the ignorant shit?
Yeah.
Instead, y'all writing think pieces on how black people like Popeyes, but then making it seem like it's white people's fault that the media is showing these fights and shit. Fam, don't associate with that shit.
Correct.
I've been on this earth almost 40 years. I ain't never seen niggas fight for no motherfucking sandwich.
No.
We be eating sandwiches our whole life.
No.
But we don't want to disassociate the shit because in the end we want to feel the need to associate with something. Like people talk about, yeah, I'm rooting for Popeyes, making money than Chick-fil-A. All of them owned by white people, you fucking idiot.
Right.
Popeyes was created by Al Copeland, man.
Nah, you can't be. But nah, prepaid. But they got a black woman on the commercials of Popeyes. You telling me she don't own that? Come on, man.
What's her name? Auntie Alice got her using that fake ass southern accent. Fuck her. I wish somebody hit in the head with somebody hit in the head with a motherfucking pipe. Somebody hit in the head with a pipe. Knock her shit loose. And that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all this thing? Niggas will get up here and get mad about us using the word nigga and white people using all other shit. But y'all let this black woman get up here and shucking jobs, tell you about Popeyes chicken tenders and shit. That's what y'all should be mad about. Fam, Chick-fil-A serve just as many chicken items as Popeyes. They ain't never stuck no black woman up here. Something, hey, honey, come down here and get some red beans and rice. Like, dog, what is that? Yeah. What is that? But that is how we allow people to represent us. We don't push back on it. I remember the Jerry Rice commercial on there.
Oh.
They got Jerry. Oh, my God. They got Jerry shucking and jiving. Come on. Jerry, you from the heart of Mississippi. Ain't no motherfucking way you gonna be shucking and jiving from the motherfucking chicken joint. Shame on you, Jerry. All that money you paid, and you up here shucking and jiving over some motherfucking red beans and rice and mashed potatoes, man. That's pathetic.
That's so wild.
Yeah. Nigga got a face mask with a rotisserie chicken leg hanging out of it. Come on, man. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. Now, Brother Shaolin said, you know what I'm saying, he was talking about, the premise of, marriage ain't what it used to be. And that's true. Marriage ain't what it used to be, bro, because we don't hold the same values that marriage has held in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, about the idea of men having multiple kids with multiple women, dudes having 10 kids. Now, I personally don't know anybody who got that many kids. And y'all know how I feel about it. God said multiply and be fruitful. So as long as you can pay for them, I don't care. Nigga, you can have 27 kids as much as I care, as long as they're taken care of. And my taxpayer dollars ain't paying for them, I'm cool with that. But you got to understand, see, back then, our grandfathers had 2 and 3 families. It wasn't no problem because grandpa was taking care of all the kids. I see women badmouth Future all the time. What's the problem? If Future got 9 kids with 7 women, but all the kids taken care of, what's the problem? Correct. Now, am I advocating that lifestyle? Hell no, because I bet that child support is fucking him up. But that's his money. You know what I'm saying? But that's his money. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, bro, as a people, we have got to stop being sheep. Black people are not monolithic people, but yet every time something important come along, we are. The pastor tell us how we're supposed to govern ourselves on a daily basis. The Democratic Party tells us what problems are important to the black community. If I hear one more nigga on social media talking about POC, eat a dick.
Oh man.
Ain't no POC. What? A person, you was a nigga. You are a nigga. Listen, we are the black people in America. I don't care what y'all call yourself. You can associate with African American or whoever the fuck y'all come up with. I don't really care. I don't care. When the rubber meet the road, bruh, and shit getting real, the only nigga standing with y'all is y'all. It's niggas. That's it. Nigerians make fun of y'all. They ride with you when rubber hits the road. I don't fuck with these niggas over there. They get rid of. The Asians ain't never fuck with us. Hispanics ride with us until they got to go do Hispanic type things. So, damn, why is y'all aligning y'allself with POCs? Why y'all fighting over immigration? Why y'all up here getting mad over that shit? Fuck them people. If I see one more nigga talking, we can't be worried about immigration, man. We gotta let people into the country, man. Let people in the country to do what? To take your job?
Exactly.
To take your job? Nigga, Trump trying to help you niggas, because I'm going to tell you something right now. You ain't going to never see a Hispanic or a Nigerian, whatever the case it is, whoever it is, they not coming to the country to take Trump's job. I promise you. None of Trump partners got to worry about job security. But all you lower level niggas, you niggas on the clock.
Yeah.
If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, I want everybody to close their eyes and visualize something. I'm going to show y'all how this whole thing works. Visualize walking into a Popeyes, okay? There's 4 employees there. There's a person that's greeting you at the register. Now, it's a regular Popeyes. Everybody got attitude, okay? There's a person working the drive-through window, and there's the 2 people on the line. Now, as y'all visualize this, because everybody walks into a Popeyes, up until 2005, 2006, I would say that all 3 of the employees are probably black, and maybe the manager's white. I want y'all to open your eyes. The Popeyes that y'all finna walk into soon gonna have a black person on the register, a black person working the window, and the 2 people on the line are probably gonna be Hispanic. Think about that. That was once a job that black people prided themselves on having.
Yes.
That's no longer our job. So y'all can fight it all y'all want to, but this is the reality now. This who coming to get these jobs.
Absolutely right.
So while y'all are fighting for POC things and all the old retarded shit, this who coming to take y'all jobs. If you look into our neighborhoods, lower income neighborhoods, this is where traditional black people stayed at, are now being taken over by immigrants, illegal immigrants. This is proven fact. Ain't no immigrants don't move into Trump Towers, y'all. They don't move into Pecan Acres. They don't move into the villas. I'm just being real with y'all. Y'all might want to open your eyes. While you sitting around here fighting over the word nigga, they got real shit going on in your neighborhood, nigga. Real shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And Brother Shaolin made a great point about we should have followed Malcolm more than we followed Martin. But the fact of the matter is, we was never going to follow Malcolm anyway. Anytime a person's telling you that you got to be accountable for yourself, that you got to protect your family versus anybody, tyranny, or government, no matter what, we don't listen to no way. While Martin told us, the government is going to do their part and make sure we're going to get our cut. No, nigga. Ain't nobody going to make sure you're going to get your cut in any situation. You got to take your cut.
Correct.
You got to take what's yours. You sitting around here waiting on the handout. If niggas are the most disenfranchised people in America, I've been hearing this my whole life. If that's the case, why y'all sitting around here waiting on the handout? So either y'all lying to me, or y'all don't have it as bad as y'all say y'all do. See, I don't understand that. That's kind of like when everybody tell me how racist America is. I say, okay, if America's as racist y'all say it is, then why we keep having all these hate hoaxes? How does the Justice Mother to the world exist? The little black girl in Baltimore lying to the white kids cut her hair off. How does this happen? Or the nigga who was in the NFL had a fucking wing spot, draw swastikas on the walls of it, but he drew the swastikas backwards and wrote Trump on the wall and pulled the TVs off the wall and committed insurance fraud. See, something ain't adding up here. Niggas can't even draw a swastika correctly.
Terrible.
That's embarrassing. You are embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? So either somebody here is lying, or it's nowhere as bad as y'all say it is. And like Brother Charlene was saying, niggas in America are thriving. Black people in America are thriving. The problem is that y'all allow these niggas who own food stamps, and nothing wrong with food stamps, that y'all allow people to go to the store, take pictures of niggas who got 3 and 4 carts full of food stamps food, and make it assume that's the norm. That's not the norm. I'm the norm. The person who goes in and pays with their own money. Honcho, you're the norm. But we don't allow the media to display that about us. You look at the shit that go on with us, bruh. Everybody ain't poor that's black. But yet every time you look up, we associate everything with black as poor.
Correct.
But if your person comes out as a Republican, then all of a sudden I'm a sellout. Nigga, everybody ain't broke. There's more black people doing well than black people that are actually homeless. I used to see the same bum around my area every day. It don't be new black bums. It's just that one dude. I give him money. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to talk about that because this is how we are portrayed. Now that I'm off of that, let's get on this Aubrey guy.
Yeah.
This Ahmaud Aubrey. Let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
Let me be very clear on this, y'all. And I say this when the whole thing happened. No one deserves to lose their life. Nobody.
Correct.
I don't care what, unless you are committing a crime, breaking into somebody's home and they inside the house, or you know what I'm saying. Unless you're in the commission of a crime, bro, I don't believe you should lose your life. That's just how I personally feel. You know what I'm saying? Now, another reason why black people got it so bad in America is because y'all are so caught up with the idea of race. And this is why we keep on finishing last. When y'all start standing for right versus wrong instead of race, we're going to be well off. The first thing they did was Amir Aubrey, I can't think of his name, whatever it is, the Aubrey guy, the first thing they did was paint him in this beautiful light. Yeah. He was just an avid jogger. Really, bitch? He got on a white T-shirt and some cargo shorts. Now, I do my fair share of running. I ain't never ran no motherfucking cargo shorts with a pair of shoes with no laces in it.
No.
I knew something was wrong from the jump start. Again, he has a criminal past. That's not a problem. What was so hard at saying, yeah, he did some things in his past, but he turned his life around? See, if you portray it that way, now I can ride for you. Yeah. But instead, what you did was you let Sean King get out here and lie and tell us this nigga was a model citizen. Ain't no model citizen selling 55 inches from Walmart. Ain't no model citizen bringing pistols to school. Then y'all wonder why when it's time for us to go to trial, they create reasonable doubt. Now the case is over with. Because y'all lied. Stop lying, bruh. It's okay for a person to have a past. Majority of people have a past. We can live with his past. We can't live with y'all making it seem like this nigga was motherfucking Lance Armstrong in tennis shoes. You ain't out here every day running and shit. He 10 miles from where he lives in another neighborhood. Come on, man, stop that shit. Stop it. Fam was trespassing. He was casing the place. Some people say he stole items while he was running off, and the people approached him. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gotta stop this shit. Because here's the problem. When y'all get out here, y'all get the fist pumping and riding for niggas who y'all know is guilty. Now all of a sudden, when some real shit go down, they don't want to hear our voice no more. Yeah. They don't want to hear our voice no more. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I don't align with none of that shit. That's the reason why I wait for all the facts to come out, because I know how y'all get down. I know how y'all get down. I know how y'all get down. And Charlotte, you just said that Malcolm had a past. He most certainly had a past, and he never tried to hide his past. See, that's the problem. Niggas gonna accept you for who you are if you a solid nigga. If you was doing the right thing at the right time, it don't matter about your past. Now that I'm off for that, we need to get on this Breonna Taylor person who everybody is saying they came and they went to the wrong house and they shot her in cold blood. Let me tell y'all something, bro. And a lot of y'all need to learn this shit. These search warrants that are issued, a cop just can't go get a search warrant, y'all. A judge has to sign off of it. They have to have a significant amount of evidence. They had a search warrant to go into that girl's house. They didn't have a search warrant, quote unquote, for a guy who they already had locked up. That's all lies. Y'all got to listen to Sean King. They had a search warrant. Her name was on it, and his name was on it. Do y'all know why her name was on it? They went through the United States Postal Service because these idiots were selling their dope through the mail. That's how the laws caught on what was going on. They were moving, working, using the United States mail system, and that's how they knew who she was. They had what's called a don't knock warrant also, search warrant. They don't have to knock on your door. They can go straight into that motherfucker. And the reason being because they know that you're selling drugs. Majority of people who sell drugs out of their home usually have weapons. They don't want you to know they're at the door so you can start shooting them first. Also, let me tell y'all something. They got footage already of they had been casing Breonna Taylor's house for like 2 weeks. They see her moving the drugs to the trap house. They went and busted the trap house also. I know y'all want America to be this ultimate KKK place. It's not. It's really not. It's really not. Let me tell you what America is. America is a place where it's a place full of criminals. It's a very, very prosperous place full of a whole bunch of dumb criminals. That's what's really going on. Because if y'all call a spade, you wouldn't be in a position to where you're so goddamn mad about everything. Them people, she was selling dope out of her own house, bruh. And let me tell y'all something about firearms and if you ever shot at somebody. Breonna Taylor was shot 8 times. Her man wasn't shot once. So I'm going to tell y'all 2 things how it's going to happen. And this is going to come out, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to say, Prepay, you was right. Number 1, either she would shoot at the cops, or number 2, the nigga was using her as a body shield. Take it how you want to. If the cops shoot 20 shots into the apartment, into the townhouse, she get hit 8 times, she get hit none, I'm telling you exactly how it happened. She would shoot at the cops, number 1, or he was using her as a body shield. And if that nigga was using her as a body shield, that's some of the most spineless, disgusting, pathetic shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's wild.
She had a past. I'm not saying she deserves to die, but y'all got to stop creating these narratives and running with it. Because y'all want everybody black in the news to be these wholesome people. They're not wholesome, bruh. They're not. We're not saying she deserved to die because she was moving work out of her townhouse. That's her townhouse. If you're going to sell dope, have at it. Just stop using the United States Postal Service, you idiot.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a federal offense. They have dogs that come there. They have drug dogs. They know what you're doing. But
Crazy.
get out of that shit. We got to get out of that shit. We got to get away from this shit to where we're trying to always portray us as being these great, outstanding, God-fearing, tax-fearing. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because you want to know why? Because people who are the God-fearing people that y'all portray them to be, they don't do shit like this. They don't. They don't. And Brother Shaolin, you made a point about how it was back in the Gap, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, black people were back in the Gap, you know, compared to now. See, my grandfather, my grandmother, young, wild niggas, they wouldn't even associate with. They wouldn't associate with. They separate themselves quick and say, no, we ain't got nothing to do with them niggas over there. Them niggas over there don't know how to act. We associate with like-minded people like ourselves. Now, black people feel the need to where they want to associate with everybody. If you ain't riding for the quote-unquote cause and they call y'all kind of names, learn to separate yourself. Like you said, Brother Shaolin, niggas gonna get left behind. That's the way this whole thing works. We gotta leave niggas behind. We got to. You don't have a choice. They gotta get left behind.
I absolutely agree.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I know you remember this, Honcho, when we was growing up. They passed that mandated shit where it was that no child left behind when we was in school. And see, a lot of people, a lot of y'all too young to know this. When they put that in, all the bad kids wasn't getting expelled no more. The bad kids would get sent home for a couple of days and come back to school. Now we can't learn because we got Dennis the Menace in the back of our class. He don't want to learn. He 19 years old. He don't want to graduate, but y'all won't kick him out of school because no child left behind. That's silly. That whole incentive makes no sense. Of course he left behind. He's 19 and he a junior.
Yeah.
His future's about as bright as motherfucking Alaska when the sun go down for them 30 days. This nigga ain't gonna do shit with his life.
That's fucked up. It made me think. It was a nigga who was about 20-something in fucking high school. They still found a way to have a nigga on the football roster until the senior.
We got niggas in school, 21 years old, sophomores and juniors. Y'all talking about no child left behind. This nigga left himself behind. He has no desire to graduate. We talking about grade school, y'all. They literally give everybody a diploma. Yeah. If you show up, what is it? You go to school, 365 days in a year. So I'd probably say you be out of school. You go to school about 140 days. 100 what? No, because you got some also. So let's say 200 days. If you go to school, 200 out of the 220 20, 30 days, they're gonna give you a diploma. You just keep showing up. They're gonna literally just put one on your name and get you the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
These niggas wasn't even going to school when y'all want to. Let these niggas drop out, man. Let these niggas drop out. Accelerate the program. He has no desire to do right. He left behind. Let him go. Let him go. But instead of us saying that, you know what niggas are saying? It's disproportionate the amount of black kids being left behind than white kids. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Shit, someone better thank that coronavirus that they graduating, because I know it's a couple of them who probably wouldn't have made it had these they not had to go to these virtual classes and shit.
Listen, bro. I just recently found out that if you get all D's, they'll let you graduate. If you get all D's and pass your exam, you know what I'm saying, your state exam, you can graduate. Fam, a D? Listen. These niggas are left behind. Listen, if he was inspiring selling drugs, let's speed this up, baby. Get this nigga out here. Let him go out here and get the work. Because the school shit ain't for him. I need you to eliminate these people so my son can do his work.
Right.
This nigga in the back of the class with a full fucking beard. This ain't for him. This is not for him. You know what I'm saying? Black people, man, moving forward, you know, and white people too, you know, Hispanics and black people. Moving forward, man, y'all start standing for what's right and what's wrong. Stop riding for the niggas because they niggas. Stop riding for your essays because they your essay. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of that shit. Because if we start eliminating these niggas who don't want nothing for themselves, the world gonna be a better place.
I agree.
Period. Then you can use whatever word you want to use.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think, like I said, I'm a firm believer in, you know, it's a point of separation. I know, and niggas is fun to hang with. Don't get me wrong. Niggas are entertaining. They are fun. They can be the life of the party. I get it. But like I say, you know, there's a point where you got to realize for the greater good, you got to minimize the amount of time you spend with niggas because you'll end up in a bad spot. Real quick, prepaid. Your thoughts on, I don't know if we had talked about it. Damn it, what was the name? Baker and Dunbar. Getting finessed in the car game.
Okay, now this is going to sound weird. From somebody who, and this is somebody who within the know told me that what happened was, at the car game, they was cheating. So what happens is, when they was playing poker, when they realized they're playing poker and they getting cheated, that's when Baker pulls out the AR. Now, this thing got me scratching my head, okay? I own an AR. I ain't never took that motherfucker nowhere and people ain't know I had that motherfucker with me.
Yeah.
It's not like having a slingshot in your pocket. This AR, bro.
Yeah.
So when they pull the gun out, okay, I play cards. I understand the anger when people are cheating you because poker's hard enough to win. Plus, they playing for money. I get the concept. What I didn't get was how all the witnesses say they had no idea he had the gun there. What? What?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Listen, I know when a nigga got a pistol on him.
Yeah.
If you got an AR, my nigga, I'm going to see that the first thing I seen. I don't care about none of the bitches here. That nigga got an AR, bro.
Yeah.
This nigga has a fucking AR. Now, as far as like robbing the watches, and see, in my opinion, you got to drop those charges, bro, because that's just human nature. When I realize what you're doing to me, of course I'm gonna run your pockets. That's if y'all ever been in a fight and they get knocked out, you knock him out, you run his pockets. That's just kind of how this whole thing works. That's nigga nature 101. We've been doing this since we were kids.
Absolutely.
But the thing about it is that once again, that shows you the level of risk versus reward in the black community. DeAndre Baker's a first-round draft pick. I want to say his signing bonus was around $17 million. He got that up front.
Yeah.
What are you doing selling watches with $17 million up front, plus endorsement?
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to pull a gun out and pistol with a nigga, I can at least live with that. Gun money,
absolutely.
I'm cool with that. But dude, you still in? Somebody had a fake Richard Mille watch, like it was $600.
No.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, come on, man. You still in fake Rolexes from people? Come on, man. You holding everybody at gunpoint? over a card game. Come on, man, you better than that. You're better than that. And since we on this, I didn't get a chance to call yesterday, man. Honcho, I know you're gonna get mad. I am all about Tekashi 6ix9ine, bro.
I'm riding. I think I'm riding with him too. Honestly, like at this point, I mean, I can't be mad at it.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Tekashi thing, and this is why I'm so glad that he's setting the precedent. I wish it had been somebody black who did it instead of somebody who's Hispanic. If you're not from the street code don't apply to you. Now, if y'all gonna talk about him being loyal, man, listen. Them people beat him up, kidnapped him, and held his mama for ransom. What do y'all expect to happen? A lot of y'all don't know this, man. Them affidavits, you can look them up, bro. The feds was wiretapping the phones already. How do y'all think they wiretapped the phone? Tekashi is a rapper. He's on tour. How do y'all think the feds got in there? One of them dudes in Treyway was already snitching, bro. That's how the whole thing turned to a RICO, because they made it seem like Tekashi was using his money to provide, to do all the crime and shit for it. When in reality, he ain't nobody none of this shit. He ain't no niggas even stealing the money from him. That dude is green as $100 bill. Man, dude don't know no better. He had no idea. What happened was he was a rapper who found a group of people who can run with to get us some street cred, which don't make no sense because you got green hair. We know you ain't from the street.
Correct.
You got multicolored hair. We don't even rock with people like that. All my Mexican partners had black hair, jet black hair.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So, in my personal opinion, I love what he's doing because he's letting it be known. Look, bro, you don't owe nobody nothing. I'm an artist. I make music. All he did was troll before that anyway. So, please let him get out of prison. Let him troll. Man, let that little dude get his money.
Yeah.
And, 2 million people on Instagram, look, you can fight it all you want to, bro. I seen Meek Mill call a man a rat and all that. Look, bro, Meek Mill, you ain't never had 2 million people on your Instagram live.
No.
You never. So I'm happy for a dude. I hope he breaks every record on YouTube. I hope all that shit. I want to go out here and win because the kids need to know them rules don't apply to you, bro. Now, if you in these streets and you smoking niggas and you robbing niggas, then the code of no snitching applies to you. If you ain't living that life, that don't apply to you, bro.
Correct.
Be an artist.
Yeah.
Make music. Troll niggas. Do dumb shit. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the rap game is. And on top of it, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I hate the way niggas is up here with all this no snitching bullshit. Every nigga from New York that rap snitch. Hey, come on, man. Come on. What we doing here? What we doing? The only nigga I know who ain't snitch from New York was that nigga Sean. Remember Sean, nigga who rap with Diddy?
Yeah, straight up.
Rap? Okay, you see what that got him when he grabbed his nuts. We ain't seen him since.
Yeah.
The nigga from Belize. Man, listen, bro. All them niggas snitch. Every last one of them. If the New York drug dealers are all rats, what you think the rappers doing?
That's a good point.
Come on, man. Every last celebrity from New York, every last big dope dealer, all them niggas is rats. The rappers are all the same. We know Diddy stabbed the nigga. How you think he came home? We know Jay-Z shot a nigga. How you think he came home? These niggas is all rats. Every last one of them. Tekashi just decided to put in his video, he ratting. He don't care. I don't love him. Whatever rapper y'all come up with, whatever rapper y'all name from New York, they ratted too. Nicki Minaj, she from there. Her old man's a pedophile. I'm sure she snitched on somebody. So, it is what it is. Let's get out of this, man. Stop everybody trying to power on this little dude. Man, that little dude 23, 24 years old. That's a kid to me. That's a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
Child. You know what I'm saying? Nigga Diddy was in his 40s and he was snitching. No thank you. No thank you. I disagree completely. So that's it for me, Honcho, man. Everybody be blessed. I will see y'all soon.
All right, Mr. P. Probably good to hear from you, man. I appreciate the call.
All right, bro.
All right. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. I'm tired. But But, there's a couple of things we gotta speak on, I guess, before we wind it down or anything of that nature. Okay, one moment, Joe. I apologize. We'll wait for just a moment. Okay. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have on the line right now?
Professor Trill, what's up?
What's happening, Trill? Did you seemed as though you had something you wanted to comment. There was a bit of a wait on the line. And so I figured, you know how we do, I'll just call you.
No, it wasn't me. I ain't have no comment.
No,
I'm good tonight.
No, we don't be answering the phone then, goddamn. They go to sleep or some shit, nigga. Just answer the phone.
No, because you called me, nigga. What the fuck you mean why I answer the phone?
You supposed to know. You supposed to know what I want before you pick up the phone. You're supposed to have a sixth sense for that. All right, well, I guess I misread it. I know my name is Broderick. Somebody, look, I'm halfway.
Yeah, it was Broderick. It was Broderick.
Okay. Well, you know, all y'all niggas look alike, you know, so that's my racist term for the day. But that's a bit. Well, sorry for bothering you, sir.
No, you good?
All right. Well, let me see. Brother says check the text. Let me see what he's talking about. If it's via text, and we'll end it after that. Sometimes it does. So we have a text that says, no matter the race, if every other word out of your mouth is a curse word, then it's not interpreted as an insult. It's only insulting if you're generally articulate and nigga slips out. It just throws off the whole vibe. Okay. Sometimes, you know, you're being polite in public, but really like you just really saying all kind of stuff in your mind. I'm not seeing it show up here. You said in the text messages. Let me see what's going on here. One moment, sir. These are all. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a. Let's try this here. Let's see a text message from you there, sir. No, I'm not seeing it. So I apologize, Mr. Broderick. You said I don't know if it's sent it to the Denline, maybe it's sauce. I don't know. I mean, it should both still show up in the same spot, but I don't see anything as far as a text message. Was it an image of any kind? Like if it's an image, or if you send like I think what is it called, MMS, a media message, I don't think it'll go through. I think it has to be just a text message. If that's the case, it might not have showed up. But here's my thing, right? And as we get ready to wind down, I need to clean this thing out, I guess. We will we'll slide in the Discord here for a little bit. For those of you who want to get up, keep the conversation going. I'll probably fall asleep on y'all in the Discord, but I definitely will check it out. But yeah, as those of you who were in the Discord last night heard, some of those interesting names for the lip gloss, right? And that's kind of the nigga shit I'm on. Like, the stuff obviously must be doing well if you're selling out. And again, you might only make like 2 of them and you sold both of them. Again, that's a thing. But if you're selling something, I commend anybody who is, what the fuck just happened? Anybody who is, willing to go out on a limb and try to make something happen. I commend it. Take these out. And everything else, take that out. And so, but then you have these names that are related to STDs. Everything is sexually oriented. And it's just like, you have no issue with this. Like, nobody has a problem with this. And again, I'm not saying it's a big, huge thing, but it just seems to me that you're like dismissing a segment of, well, again, if you're only dealing with a certain kind of people, I guess that's the type of people you deal with, and they don't think that shit is cool, which is disgusting. But, I think you limit yourself. And I talk about this all the time, and, people can feel however they want to feel about it, right? When you target a specific demographic, like, unless you're really just slaying some hair or something like that, you got to be trying to sell to everybody, right? When you make a product that could be used by anybody, but you target it specifically to, say, black people or whatever, I think it's a very risky maneuver. Because niggas will turn on you quick. You know what I'm saying? Unless, it's got to be a couple of things you got to have going on for long-term brand loyalty. So, it is what it is. But, sell to everybody, man. So when you come with this shit and you come with these names that sound good for the ghetto, it's real cool and all that shit. But, okay. But, in my personal opinion, don't do it. I mean, but if you want to just sell shit in the hood, you do what you do. I can't tell anybody how to operate their business or anything of that nature. I just think that it's not the best idea. But with that being said, pardon me, I was looking for something. Republicans buy shoes too. Yeah, that's what, man. Look, I want to sell to everybody. You want to sell it to everybody. Check the email. Okay, let me check the email real quick. So I was kind of dilly-dallying to see if it would have time for it to come in or something like that. All right. Let me see. Checking emails. Roger trying to send me to some porn site. I'm not clicking on that. And this one is empty. I don't know if my shit starts fucking up. It's Roger sent me to some type of Asian furry site. I don't know what's going on if I click it though. All right. So if it gets real strange, y'all already know what it is. No, just you being a company, you need Samsung features and shit. Hold on, let me see how this works. Let me see. We should be good if I just do this. Says may have harmful programs. So look at you, look. I gotta ignore these risks. Let me do is report it on unwanted software site. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't one thing, it's another. I know what it is. I know it's not no bullshit. It's that Samsung link thing, but people sure probably using it to do some dirt or fuck with people. So it ain't gonna let me click it on here. So what I'll do is I'll tinker with it and we'll see. We'll get the audio. We'll extract the audio from it some way, but not this evening. So here's the deal. Again, all of you wonderful den folk, I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate all the love. I thank y'all for being a part of this community. Again, it is my honor, my privilege, my pleasure. I apologize because look, like I said, I be getting up. I wake up with my alarm is set for 5, right, in the morning. But you kind of have that natural body thing that just gets up a little early. Like your alarm's about to go off, so you just like get up a little bit. You're like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go back and lay down for these 6 minutes before my alarm goes off. But shit, the time you laying down trying to fall back asleep, that shit don't work. You get right back up. And so, yeah, I took like a little half a nap. I had missed the Saul show. They had something took me a little bit longer than planned, and so that kind of. Yeah, just a monkey wrench in it. But, so I apologize for the tired talk tonight, but I'll try to be a little bit more refreshed tomorrow. But hey, Den at 9, if y'all have not seen, look on the page. All of the upcoming topics are already posted. If you go to the Den Show channel page, the next 4 topics or so, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next Monday's topics are already posted. And I'll probably be posting a couple of more tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you're following the Den on all the proper social medias. If you want to stay updated, go to Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following Den Show Live on Facebook. That way, if you're not getting the notification from YouTube, then all you got to do is go to one of those platforms. If you want to become a member, if you want the special Den badge and the highlighted green name, consider becoming a member. You can hit that join button. I think if you click the little button where the super chat is, there should be something that says join, and you can join and become a member. You get the badge to show how long you've been a member. Kind of like AA. It's kind of like AA. I don't know if anybody ever been to AA, but it is. The longer you're there, the more the badge colors change. And what else? What's the other thing? Oh, yeah, going to get the custom emojis. And I got to think of a couple of new emojis to put with that. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate all of y'all. I thank all of y'all for being a part of this community. I'm going to go in the Discord for like 3 minutes and fall asleep on y'all. But I'm trying to produce. Y'all be cool. Like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. I'm going to put the link into the Discord after I slide out here, so that way it'll be in the chat here shortly. If you're not a member of that, become a member of the Discord, man. Like I said, the Discord conversation is it's its own thing. Like I say, if you're not a part of it, you're definitely missing out on a big chunk of what the Den is. You know what I mean? And because I think you can have conversations there. Everybody can, like I say, you can immediately jump in. The discussions are more available, if you will, because again, like I said, you don't have to wait for a call. You talk directly to one another. It's always some craziness going on, so always very entertaining. I see Dakota already in the voice chat, so I'm finna slide. But with that being said, trying to reduce, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I'm in the voice chat like in 30 seconds, and y'all come join us. Y'all come have a good old time in the Discord, and then I'm out.